Okay, this is Alan Lonely Bookshelf. I'm here with a reading update. And first of all, I updated my YouTube channel, and the little icon for the record is missing. So I'm going to try to do this on my camera on my phone and see if this works. And also, I got a haircut, so start off the new year right. Um, I'm going to start reading more physical books this year rather than ebooks. NetGalley was the subscription that I use where you can get arcs from publishers. And this year I'm not going to get as many uh, because they just keep sending me ebooks. Some people that are on NetGalley account, they have physical books. And I don't know how to get hold of physical books because some of the books that I read I'm on a physical copy of. So anyway, I haven't said that, and also let me make a mention that I'm also going to be also I'm going to be a booktube prize judge. So and we'll see how that goes. Okay, the first book I read is actually an ebook. It's actually from the NetGalley. This is called Jonahs Okay. I can never get this correct. Sometimes it's hard to do. Jonahs Okay. It was an ebook I got from NetGalley. I picked this book out, and it's from Random House. Picking with Random House. It's by a lady by the name of Weike Wang, and she wrote articles for the New Yorker and other articles for different publications. I believe this is her first novel, her debut novel. And Jonahs Okay is actually from, excuse me just a second. Jonahs Okay is a story of a 30-year-old doctor who works in the ICU unit in Manhattan Hospital. The reason why she picked to work in the ICU unit is because the machines do all the work. So she just doesn't have to care about the patients. That's very important because in the story, she is a Chinese American. She was born in Oakland, California. When the children grew up, when the children grew up, the parents went back to Shanghai, China. She has a brother named Wang, who is well-to-do and is also a doctor. He went to Yale, she went to Harvard, and that's pointed out in the book. And that's also pointed out in the book. The, where am I? Oh, sorry. Joan is a type of person that is so self-absorbed, and she doesn't communicate with anybody. She has a next door neighbor in the apartment where she lives, and she doesn't go out of her way to communicate with him. She doesn't go out of her way. So to communicate with her brother or anybody else. She lives by herself, and that's kind of like what I said before. That ICU unit only with the machines, no empathy with the patients at all. So her father dies in China. So she goes back to China for the funeral and comes back to America within 48 hours. And she doesn't have any problem with that. None whatsoever. So the book is humorous. It's filled with wit. It is very well written and a kind of a stream of consciousness thought. So I recommend the book, Jonahs Okay by Weike Wang. The next book is by a Japanese author, famous Japanese author that I never heard of, Junichiro Tanizaki, and that's this one here. This is Longing and Other Stories. You might have seen this on Steve Donahue's channel. Uh, this one has 3 stories in it. This is by Columbia University Press. This is also a Nick Galley pick. And yeah, let's see if I can fix this. Oh no, the glare's still there. That's hard to do. Yeah, Longing and Other Stories. And what you have is 3 stories, and each one centers around the family dynamics of the story. And the first one, you have a boy. The first one is a boy searching for his mother. The second one is as a student, university student, and the third one is an adult. So all 3 stories center around the mother and the family dynamics in the that part of Japan, and around that part of Japan, and it is very well written. He has a mastery of the English language. It's very well done, and the stories are very captivating. It captures you with the English language also. Third book wasn't a Nick Galley pick, but it was a Kindle pick. And the first time I ever read anything about this author, and that's the World Played Chess by Robert Dugoni. And I never read anything about this author. I wish I could get this correct. Let's see if I can change it around a little bit. And excuse me. Yeah, Robert, this book, The World Played Chess, there's this sentence in the book, in the introduction actually, which says, "The world played chess and I played checkers and forgot about the rest." And the story, it basically has 3 timelines, and it starts off with this guy, and I forgot his name, the main character's name, and when he was adult, and he receives a tin box from someone that he knew back when he was in the high school at a job site. And his name was William. And that guy was in Vietnam. And and it's this guy's diary, William's diary. The next timeline has William in Vietnam, to going to boot camp and then going to Vietnam, where his person in charge, lieutenant or sergeant in charge, he's the Marines, it says, don't make friends when you're here because, that person might be gone. And don't stick your head up, and someone does and gets shot in the eye when he's coming across the line. And William is a photographer, so he takes pictures like of American dead bodies in Vietnam, and of course Stars and Stripes won't print it, and the New York Times are not going to print that either, so he goes along. The third timeline is when William and the main character are working at a job site where they have to remodel a house, and this is where this young man, this adult in the first picture, in the first story, tells you about William, where they first meet at the remodeling, and how he gets to know more about Vietnam, and how what went on in Vietnam. And they talk about life. And in between time, you have the main characters hanging out with his friends. and doing all sorts of mischief. And then you have another time that goes back to when the main character is an adult again, and he has to, as with his son and with his daughter and with his wife and the troubles, you know, family dynamics you have there. And it goes back to Vietnam, then it goes back over here. And the story's good, but there was too much. It was too much repetitiveness. Even though it's a different story, you hear something different. It just keeps going back and forth, and you get kind of tired of it for a while. So I didn't really care for it by then. So yeah, that was the 3 ebooks. The physical book is one over here. This is Tchaikovsky biography by Anthony Holden. This was one of the ones I wanted back when it was first printed in 1997. I believe that was when it was, 1995. And so far, I'm on page 120. And I don't know if I want to continue this. It's like 370 pages. I don't know if I want to continue this because all this author does, Anthony Holden does, is all he's doing throughout biography so far is that, oh, this is when Tchaikovsky became homosexual. Oh, this is when Tchaikovsky became homosexual. Oh, look, he's with the Tchaikovsky is 29 years old and he's with a 15-year-old boy. The 15-year-old boy committed suicide. What was it, because he was homosexual that he committed suicide? And Tchaikovsky's compositions like Swan Lake is mentioned like in one paragraph. That's it. His piano concerto is mentioned in a couple of paragraphs, and that's it. The rest of the book talks about Tchaikovsky's homosexuality. And to be honest with you, when there was a time when I was growing up, Elton John was real big, and he still is. He came up with the Crocodile Rock and other tunes. And I remember listening in church to someone who said that they had listened to Elton John's music, and someone else got upset with that and said, "Oh, he's gay. You're not supposed to listen to that. You just what's the word? Encouraging him. Well, Elton John didn't say anything about his homosexuality nor push his homosexual agenda in his music. So, and it's sort of like this J.K. Rowling thing that everybody got upset about. She's not pushing that agenda in her books, like so many people are, like Stephen King did with his latest book when he attacked former President Trump. Okay, we can tell what your agenda is. When authors or musicians push their agenda, yes, that's when you can stop listening. But this book is like, you keep pushing the agenda. Oh, he's homosexual, he's homosexual, he's homosexual. But don't say anything about this music. And so I will say a little bit more about this in another video, because there are just certain things that I wanted to say about his music that is very interesting. That is just a little nuggets and things. Well, tell me what you're reading down in the comments, and thank you for watching.